All right, no longer seen as competent and effective. The majority of Americans. Why do you think it's just now that it took them this long?
I think that they're a pretty young administration, right? Only a year, and there are 3 more years to go. So keep that in mind. The I word, incompetent, when that starts creeping up into basically even in the mainstream media, that is a really big red flag. But there was another I word that started to pop up last week, also in mainstream media, and that was impotent. So if you add those 2 things, that is no bueno, all right? So for a White House.
Tell me about it.
You have that problem.
Well, I'm not going to go to you next then.
There's a lot of good therapists out there.
I just think that they have some significant problems, and there are times when you have to figure out a way to, okay, well, what are we going to do? We got to have something different. We got to have a new policy. We have to have something that changes things. And you just don't see that on the horizon. The idea that the president is going to go out and talk about his accomplishments more doesn't seem to me that that's going to turn around the polls.
It's a hard job.
All right, Greg. Aside from the impotent part, what's with the 36% who would vote for him?
Well, he is soft on crime.
Right.
Well, those are the criminals.
Yes.
Okay, is that your position?
Numbers.
Is that your position?
Numbers, Judge. Last week, comedian Jim Gaffigan said he would vote for Joe Biden's corpse over Trump, and I hate to tell him, he already did. This guy is so not in charge any more than a Walmart greeter is in charge of Walmart. He's just there shaking people's hands. But it kind of shows you the trade-off and the payoff, right? We always said that, like, there were people that were suffering from Trump derangement, like Gaffigan and others, who were so emotionally damaged that they would happily embrace the mystery box behind door number 3, except the mystery box was Joe Biden. And now, yeah, sure, you don't have the tweets anymore. You don't have to think about the guy who upsets you and your wife. But now you got crime, you got inflation, you got the border, you got COVID policy that's all over the place. You have Ukraine, you got China. But hey, you don't have this is what we're dealing with right now because a select group of elitists could not bear the tweeting.
Okay. All right. Well, then, Harold, I'll ask you this. Most Americans feel that the country is going downhill, that, they have all these negative thoughts and connections. It's divisive. It's downhill. It's struggling. It's negative. How is Biden going to reset, according to Chuck Todd, and make Americans look at America differently?
You reset, you focus on the things they want you to focus on. I've said before.
Well, what has he done?
He needs to do it. He's obviously not doing enough. One of the numbers in the poll, which I think they need to realize also, is in the NBC poll, 64% of African Americans support President Biden. That's a low number for Democrats. They've got to be mindful of that. An inflation task force that daily provides us with updates on what we're doing to unclog the supply chain to ensure that we're able to get at, I think, the root cause of some of this inflation. 2, a crime task force. You got to get your FBI director, and we got to figure out how in Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Denver, Atlanta, Baltimore, Memphis, where you have these crime sites that you put people, you have not only just the talk in the press room, but how are we keeping track of these things and how are we dedicating and allocating resources? 3, the border. Without question, 60% of Americans oppose what he's doing on the border. That's a recipe for a loss, not only in the midterms, but going forward. I've said before, 3 of the 4 past presidents were down at this point in their administration, and they came back. 2 others were down, they lost, Carter and Trump. You don't want to be that if you're Biden. You want to figure out how you get on the winning side. You get on the winning side by walking with the people, not in front of them, not behind them, but alongside them. And they're not doing enough of that right now.
Yeah, which means you have to feel their pain. And speaking of feeling their pain, now there's a percentage of Americans who think that the pandemic is responsible for inflation, Jesse, and another percentage feels that it's not. What do you think Biden has to do? How does he play it?
Well, it's both things that are causing the inflation, but Biden hasn't really done anything besides that one attempt to lower the price of gasoline that shows that he's focused on it. And then he flies and looks at Ukraine, and then, he focuses on the voting thing. But he's not zeroed in on the pain that people are experiencing. The big problem, he lame ducked himself in that ABC News interview. He said, you know what, if I'm not healthy, I might not be healthy, I might not run again. And the whole country was like, oh, my God, it's real. And so after that, when you combine that with his performance, I think we're underestimating how damaging the video of him tripping 3 times up the steps of Air Force One was. They're constantly looking at the notes, the light schedule. And then you have a disastrous year when you anger everybody, Republicans, independents, and Democrats. That's hard to do. So the media is struggling on how to cover them. Some corporate media they can see the writing on the wall and they're already looking at 2024. And then you have people like over at CNN who are scrambling and like they're blaming Trump and they're blaming Fox and they're attacking Manchin. They don't know what to do. And that's not good for business either. So it's like Trump broke the media and they still haven't figured out a way to put themselves back together.
Okay.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.